I've been documenting this project since 2023 of the somewhat famous Dunmore No. 7 Reservoir. I've been here every 6 months to see progress and updates and to find out what changes have actually been made. Is this the final video? Is the project finally completed? Well, we're gonna find that out. So if you're ready, just come along with me. I figure since we're going to a reservoir and dam, might as well visit a pump house along the way. It's been a little bit of time since we've been here. See how it's holding up. Still got the open door policy, I see. 1893. Now, although we have stopped here numerous times, it's always good for a little revisit. See how things are holding up. I documented this for the first time. Geez, I think it was close to 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even longer, but I think it's like 4 or 5 years ago where I was documenting things along the old Loreline railroad track area, and I found this and numerous other things with the help of a website. And each time I come to the dam or reservoir, I typically end up coming past here, although I don't always show it. So as you can see, it is triangular shaped, 1893 marker up there. Curved steel door, and last time I was here it was pretty much empty except for like signs that someone was burning inside, but door's already open. It's a big heavy steel door. Oh geez, someone dumped in here. Someone may have been living in here too. That is a mess and a shame. Not a place to dispose of garbage, and it's just like little shopping bags full of garbage. That's all it is. And there's blankets here, some tarping. I'm thinking someone was living in here. They were bagging up their garbage and probably ended up leaving, not coming back, and it's all left here. But you can see the, let me get the zoom on here. See the valve right there. There's one there, and I think where the pipe was over there. Not much left today. There would have been more equipment in here back in the day, I believe. I love the wooden beams going across though. And then looks like stars at the roof. It's a tin roof. It's all shot out. Some of the stonework is falling through in the back there. But overall, I mean, the building is holding up pretty well. There is fractures. I can see daylight through some of the walls. But that is a real shame. You would probably need about half dozen contractor's bags to clean all this out. I always thought it'd be a neat place to kind of do an overnighter. Not really a stealth camp because you're not really hiding from anyone or anything, but you know, it's a neat structure. As long as it doesn't rain, you'd be okay. And you could possibly secure the door, but you could also possibly get locked inside too. But yeah, I wouldn't do it with all this stuff in here, but I think someone was calling this home. That's too bad though. Now the unique thing I learned about this structure is something behind it. If you notice, all these rocks and boulders here, they're kind of topped off like this. That's because there's a pipe under there. That's protection for the pipe. The pipe leads directly into the building. Hence the valve in there, with it being a valve or pump house. So I learned something new when I documented this with help from the viewers. That is Roaring Brook down there. A little cloudy, a little murky. We did have some rain yesterday. That's the same water coming from the No. 7 reservoir that we're heading to in just a little bit. Now there is something I need your help with, and you guys have always pulled through with me, so I'm going to ask for your help again. And that is regarding naming this bike. Now when I put out this video, both in the pinned comment and on my Facebook post, I asked for people to give suggestions for naming this bike because it's a bike I plan on using a lot, have a lot of great adventures planned for it, but I figured it'd be fitting to give it a proper name. And out of all the suggestions given, 2 of them stood out to me. First one is Blue Lightning, and the other is Lil Blue Jay, L-I-L Blue Jay. I don't know which one I like more, so now I'm leaving it up to you guys watching this video. So if and when you do comment down below, as part of your comment, comment which name you like better, Lil Blue Jay or Blue Lightning. Whichever name has the most comments will be picked, and that will be the official name for this bike. One other thing I want to share with you is this image here. This is an image from a recent exploration a few months ago, and I did a funny little contest on my Facebook page. I put this picture and I said, caption this photo, wrong answers only. And I said the comment or caption with the most amount of likes will get selected and get a shout out in an upcoming video. I just heard something move over there. So there was a winner and a runner-up. So the winner was Jason L. You finally paid off your retirement dream home and car. Not too bad. Second is for my friend Robbie K. Welcome to the land of misfit toys. There were a lot of other great suggestions for capturing that photo, but those ones were the top selected ones. So congratulations to you guys for being picked as the most popular comment for a funny photo like that. I do plan on doing that more in the future. It's pretty funny seeing some of the things you guys do come up with. So if you're not already following me on my Facebook page, there will be a link down below. You can follow me there and be on the lookout for my next photo where you may get shouted out in an upcoming video. Now, although when I'm walking, I typically always find new stuff, this does beat walking though. This is a lot more fun and saves a heck of a lot of time. I remember there might be a campsite down here that I found a couple years ago. Let's see if it's still down here. Yeah, still here. It's like it remains of someone's hangout party spot. They had a fire pit here, some bottles, tarping, some framework. But at least I had trash bags, but looks like it hasn't been used for probably since last time I was here. I guess eventually it'll probably topple over. And over here is an underground valve or pressure room right here. I remember me and Matt PG found this a number of years ago. I believe the hatch was open and we heard like rushing water inside. There was partially a few inches of water. There's a lot of pipes and valves. Might be pressure monitoring or something else, but I do remember that. And then for reference, down here is the pipe that goes across Roaring Brook that I've been to numerous times, as well as the partially submerged train car, which we learned was a flat car used as a bridge a long time ago to cross the river. The train car is still in the water, the couplers are still on it, and they have a concrete decking on it, so it's kind of neat to see that when it's exposed. And no surprise we got water. We had a lot of rain yesterday. Thought I heard a train. This is Delaware Lackawanna. Sometimes Steamtown uses it going to Gouldsboro, Tobyhanna. I've caught trains along here before sometimes, the old Alco units. Absolutely love these old signal bridges. No longer functional, but still standing the test of time. Got two signals facing this way and then a little post for signals that direction. And it's been tagged up. People have been up there. I wouldn't climb it. Used to be a wooden platform on top, which is basically now termites holding hands, but mostly made out of steel, a little bit of wood, some tin, and hopefully it stays here for years to come. Even though it's not functional, it's not doing any harm just sitting here, but it's a reminder of how things used to work back in the day, at least in this area. Well, we have officially made it in record time, thanks to that bike right there. So, like usual, we're gonna come out on the platform here, look over things. I can forewarn you, it's extremely loud. I'm not going to shout. I'm going to talk louder than usual because the rushing water is kind of deafening. There's a lot of water moving today from all the rain we had, so it's going to be noisier than usual. Not so tranquil and peaceful, but it is the current conditions. And well, let's just head out here now and see what it looks like, and then we'll go from there. See, foliage is starting to come back here as well. And water is up a little bit. And as we look out into the reservoir, a couple of things I'm noticing is that I don't think this is 100% dredged. I still see a timber or a tree or something like that coming out of the water right there. Unless that happened recently. And then in the background, there's that island area that I've been to, and looks like it's not really deep back there. So maybe they only dredged part of it. Maybe it is dredged. I don't even realize it. Regardless, that's just the initial observation. Each time I come here, though, it doesn't look like it's been dredged. And I know that was a problem because sediment did go through a pipe system and basically created havoc downstream. I think it was in 2024. Yeah, it's shallow back there. The sun's showing through. I can see like a lighter color water, like sand under the water. That's interesting. Now, I'm not going to tell you a bunch of back history. I'm not going to show you a bunch of pictures. I'm just going to tell you a few details because I have covered it in previous visits. So if you haven't seen those videos, you want to learn more, I will link a few of them down below. But if you're watching for the first time, I'll tell you just a couple of quick things. So this is officially known as the Dunmore No. 7 Dam or Reservoir. That's a place I have been passing by or coming to for a number of years, long before the project started. And back then, there was a castle-like structure, multiple buildings, really unique looking place that had green like pasture fields. It was just a beautiful, breathtaking sight. And then October 2023, construction started demoing those buildings. And most of us, including myself, thought that they were going to decommission this reservoir, take it out of service, and bring it back to maybe just a natural wildlife area, which is not the worst thing that could happen, but it was indeed sad to see those buildings go. Well, then it became publicly announced that this is part of a multi-reservoir rehabilitation project. This one in particular was a $17 million rehab project of the Dunmore No. 7 with a expected completion date of mid-2026. Well, we're here mid-May in 2026. And as we can see, it looks like it's not completed, but it looks like it's really, really close. But they were doing upgrades to this facility because, well, I guess it was out of date and they need to make it up to standards, up to code for longevity for future generations for a roaring brook. Now, this particular reservoir was built in 1872 to harness the water of Roaring Brook. It replaced an earlier 1867 dam, and the dam was named for its proximity to the No. 7 plane of the Pennsylvania Coal Company's gravity railroad. And there was some major controversy, as I explained, where sediment did expel out of here when they drained it. They had heavy rains, sediment went through a pipe system and polluted the stream a good ways down, and they had to actually go through and clean that up and make it how it once was. So I think last visit I was here, that water wasn't really flowing over here. They were sending it through a pipe, so this was dry. It looks like they rehabbed the steps here with new concrete work down here, and there was some open areas over there that they filled in where they had a brand new valve system and other things which are now no longer visible. So each visit, things have changed. But now, you know, water's flowing over that overfill. They're flowing over the main spillway here. And I don't see any water coming out downstream, but I can't really tell from here. But I do see some valves or pumps. I guess they're valves, similar to what we saw inside that 1873 pump house. There's two of them right there and two over there. And then they do have a newer, more modern building over there, which we've seen before. I've been there for a long time. The only remaining structure that is here from long ago is right back there. That little stone structure, which they actually had removed the top out over, or I should say removed the top off of where you were able to peer inside from an aerial shot. So not a whole lot has changed from my last visit 6 months ago, but water's at least flowing over it. There's a few dammed up logs and trees there, and a parked excavator down there. Other than that though, it is pretty much near completion, but I think we need to get a bigger picture from higher up to really truly understand what's going on here and where things are at today. All right, we are airborne. Gonna head over towards the rear of the reservoir first. Get a view of things. Seems like whenever I come, it's a cloudy, overcast day. Can't really see too good. Yeah, so water is definitely up higher because a lot of the land back here is submerged, where I've seen ATVs and side-by-sides back here, and I've even been back there myself on my e-bike. That was back when they had the reservoir drained. So today it's at normal capacity. Still see some trails where people do go, but if you look straight down there, the discoloration, that's really shallow water. It's only a couple feet deep, so it's not deep back here at all. And what we learned too, when I was here documenting it a number of years ago, is that there was a pipe that's submerged now. There's a pipe running right along the edge of the land on the left-hand side with like concrete barriers around it, and the water is flowing right by that. It's like a little stream, and that was exposed back in the time, and then it kind of came across and was on the opposite side, where I'm going to show you right now. Right around here, the pipe was also exposed. So today, completely underwater. As we make our way towards the spillway, there might be a train coming. I hear a rumble. Oh yeah, there is a train. What timing? It's gonna pass right by us here. That's Delaware Lackawanna with some old Alcos. This is some bonus footage for you guys. I knew I heard that coming. Well, once this passes by, we'll continue on with our tour. Yeah, here it comes. Orange lead locomotive. Loud. There it is. Guy in the back of the train gave me a wave. It's going right underneath the old Jessup Viaduct. Oh, that was perfect timing. Couldn't have planned that any better if I wanted to. All right, let me get back to where we're supposed to be. We'll pick up with our tour. Now, if you couldn't tell, trains make me happy. Definitely put a smile on my face. So back at the top of the spillway, we have the yellow railing there, the camera mounted on the corner, which has been there for, I think, since the sediment issue. So they do monitor this site. Can't see it now, I don't believe, but underwater though, there is the foundation of a pump or valve house that used to exist there from a long time ago. It was seen in some of the old photographs. You can see like a boardwalk or a dock that they did construct too, which is now partially submerged. So it looks like that area is completed. They have rehabbed that wall and the railing. And then when we come over here to the actual spillway, you see that overflow diversion wall there, shoots the water off. And then we got the water coming over nicely today. Loud, but you know, it's doing its job, serving as a spillway, but there is new concrete work on those steps or those tiers. That pipe crossing over has always been there. Looks like they maybe put new concrete, new fencing around it. And I don't know if there's any water coming out of the pipe. Yeah, right there. A little bit of water coming out of a pipe under those rocks. Nothing significant though. Most of the water is flowing as it should be over the spillway. So here's the last lone structure. Stone, steel door. You can see there's a fence on the left-hand side where they dug it out. Actually the right side too, but more so the left is a deep hole. And look at, yeah, I remember that. It's like a ship's wheel. The big handle will turn. Looks like there's bales of hay in there too and some water. So, looks like they're still working on that to some capacity. Although I don't know what they're doing with it, but I guess that structure may be salvaged. They may not tear that down because it would have been gone already. And if we come over here, I believe down in this area is where they installed the new valve. It was blue and it was exposed a couple of visits ago. And then they have the stamping right here, which I'll get close enough to zoom in on. Yeah, let's see here. SG&W, I think it's Scranton Gas and Water Company, 1872. UH Scranton Prestige, and then Directors. So that's still visible. It's good they kept that. And it's a lot of force of water to bring these trees over here like they are too. They're just stuck there though. And we get one long shot here from a distance higher up. I have to say the site is kind of bland and plain and almost ugly now. I mean, I know it's not finished with landscaping as far as like grass or greenery, but still, those buildings missing, it's like a void. It just doesn't look right. I don't know. You think they're going to add anything else? Do you think it's done? I mean, it's supposed to be completed by, I'd say, next month, July at the latest, but that was early expectations. I honestly thought it'd be completed by now, but I think it's in the home stretch. Ah, there's some old valves right there. Look at that. I think I missed those last time. It's fenced off. Those look original. And they're right behind that wall that's diverting the water. Well, it's safe to say that nothing significant has taken place since our last visit. I may have said it before, but I think it's in the home stretch. I think it's nearly complete. Looks like maybe some grading work, some greenery put down to control erosion. But as far as like major work being done with the spillway, the reservoir body of water, the structures, I think primarily all done. So with that being said, we're here in May. As far as I know, it should be completed this summer, unless there's things that I'm not aware of that are going to prolong it. I don't know if there's reason to come back for another update in 6 months. Not that I'm opposed to it, but I don't think we're going to see any significant changes than what we've already seen from past visits. But it's going to depend on you guys. I know many of you do like me coming here and giving you updates, showing you what it's like, and just kind of explaining how things have progressed over the past 3 years. And for those of you who do like that, you know, I'm not against coming back here, but it's going to be dependent on your feedback. If most of you are like, yeah, I think you got it all, there's not really much else to see. If you happen to be here in the future, that's great. If not, no big deal. Don't go out of your way. But at the same time, if you do want to see what the final finished product does look like in 6 months, which will bring us to, I think, November, then I'll do that. So leave your feedback down below. Of course, leave your name down below. What's that going to be? Lil Blue Jay or Blue Lightning? But I have to say, my favorite part of today was that train. I knew I heard it. I'm like, there's no way there's not a train coming. Sure enough, saw it from the sky, passed right by us, got a wave by the crew. So nice Alco units leading by, screaming up the grade here. It was loud. Felt the ground shaking where I'm sitting here too, and I'm more than 25 feet away, so I'm at a safe distance. Like I said, weather never seems to cooperate. It is a cloudy, overcast, breezy day. Few peaks of sun here and there, but not the best visual conditions. But you know, what are we going to do? But hopefully you enjoyed what I was able to share with you, all the different sights and views and the white noise of the rushing water. And who knows, this could be our final video of this project from this location. Time will tell, as well as your feedback will tell as well. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.